Next up, at UFC Saudi Arabia, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Sergei Pavlovich taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik, a battle of the heavyweight strikers. Neither one of these gentlemen have ever attempted a takedown, and I don't suspect they will here. We have Sergei Pavlovich 18-3 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is riding back-to-back losses, taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik, 15-5 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's on a nice 3-fight win streak. And this is a really fun fight because these are heavyweight strikers. Sergei Pavlovich is a beast, lightning fast, hits like a freight train. He's mostly a boxer. You're not going to see those chicken legs doing a lot of work, but those hands are there, and he has incredible speed for his size. His striking volume is also impressive. He does trust his chin enough to hang out in the pocket and bomb away. Trusting his chin for the most part works, but it did fail him against Tom Aspinall. His speed, however, will keep him one step ahead against most people. He's got 0 takedowns in the UFC. He's only been taken down 1 time so far as well. He's coming off that decision loss to Alexander Volkov, where a simple jab made it impossible for Sergei to find that range and get it done. Taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. This guy is a heavy-handed striker. He's a Muay Thai striker by trade. But style-wise, he's actually more of a counter striker than the traditional Muay Thai guy. He is going to wait for you to overcommit. And if you do overcommit, he's going to fire away. You know what you're going to get with Jairzinho. Also, no takedowns whatsoever in the UFC. Takedown defense is very solid at 75%. He's coming off the decision win over Tai Tuivasa, where he tripled the strikes and showcased technical skills. The showcasing of technical skills is the key point here. I think Jairzinho Rozenstruik can win this fight. I think Sergei Pavlovich is going to move forward if he headhunts, if he's looking for a finish, if he's trying too hard. That's exactly where Jairzinho can take the step back and connect. Take the step off to the side and connect. The longer the fight goes, the less sting there will be on the Pavlovich punches. Sergei Pavlovich just struggled with a basic 1-2 in his last fight. Granted, that's a bit simplified coming from me because he did fight a 7-foot man, so the range was kind of a problem. But the reality is, Sergei Pavlovich is in a situation where he's going to have to connect. He's going to have to connect earlier. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. I think Jairzinho Rozenstruik can win this fight. I think if he sticks to the basics, uses the counter striking, doesn't overextend, doesn't chase a finish, which is what Jairzinho does. He doesn't chase finishes. I think he can have success here. Obviously, Sergei's punching power and speed is a bit concerning, but Jairzinho Rozenstruik is going to be the pick. These odds continue to widen, and I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet because these are heavyweights and anything can happen, but I do think these odds are quite wide. What do you think, Betty Boy?
I mean, listen, if this fight had taken place before Sergei had just had, the loss to Tom Aspinall, the loss to Volkov, then we'd be looking at an entirely different number here. I expect that he would be a minus 600 favorite there, and everyone would be very high on him going into this matchup. And the only thing that's really changed is that the same guy got exposed by 2 fighters that are not named Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I am a big Jairzinho Rozenstruik fan. I got to jump on here in the call-in show and say hi to him, thanks to We Want Picks. And then I also got to fist bump him on his way out of the octagon after defeating Tai Tuivasa as well, because I was right by the barrier there and I shouted out to him as well. So, big fan of the guy, especially, seeing him live in person, that always kind of changes the way you perceive people here. But I did some digging in, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, very extensive kickboxing career. He has 64 knockouts in his 80-something kickboxing career. And then in his UFC career as well, 15-5 there. Out of his 15 wins, 13 of those are knockouts. This is not Alexander Volkov. I mean, this dude has an 83% finish rate between kickboxing and his MMA fights, which is phenomenal. That means that, this dude is a finisher. And while Sergei Pavlovich just went to the decision by getting jabbed by Alexander Volkov, if Jairzinho gets out ahead here, he's putting Sergei to sleep. I don't like the price of Sergei Pavlovich here, but he is not Tai Tuivasa. He's not going to swing wild hooks. They are going to be straight. They're going to be down the pipe. And I think he is going to be able to find Jairzinho Rozenstruik. But Jairzinho is live for the counter here. So for me, I'm going to treat this the exact same way that I did treat Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka last week, which is I'm going to bet this fight to end via KO. And I'm not really going to pick a side as far as the betting goes. But if you took the odds out of this here, I would still have to go to Sergei Pavlovich because I still remember this dude being the Grim Reaper of this division. He was going out and picking up everybody's chin on a platter in round 1 and going home with them. He was collecting heads, and I thought that, maybe he could even do it to Tom Aspinall. I was scared for Tom Aspinall in that matchup there. So for somebody who was the boogeyman of this division here, I still have to pick him. So I'm picking Sergei Pavlovich. But my bet here is this fight to end by knockout. So that's my take.
It should end by knockout because, to your point, they're both high-level strikers. There should be no wrestling at all. So it should end by knockout. But, I mean, if Jairzinho does have a pretty special ability to slow a pace, to take things down to where he wants it, which is the counter-striking. Because he's not crazy fast, but he's very technical and he's very buttoned up. So if Sergei feels like he's having success and he overcommits and Jairzinho cracks him a few times, slows that pace, yeah, I mean, it should be a knockout. I mean, these are heavyweights, they're strikers, they're on the main card for a reason. It's not like that freaking bag of mashed potatoes we have earlier on the fight card. So I get it. We are on opposite sides of this fight, Sam. I'm going to stick with Jairzinho here. I didn't quite pull the trigger because I fully recognize that one punch can change an entire heavyweight fight. If you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else, go to WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's freaking $10 for an entire month. Everything you could ever want or need. UFC 312 is next week. Aiden, is this the fight you wanted to come back for?
Welcome, Aiden.
What's going on, guys? How are you guys?
Good. Is this the fight? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, that is what I would like to talk about. Yes, sir.
Well, let's hear it.
Oh, the Pavlovich Rozenstruik? No. It was the MVP Shara. I apologize. Sorry.
You
Next
son
one.
of a bitch.
I know. I think you.
Back in the bus, kid.
Back to your hole.